Hello, and what is going on, guys? Tomcat here, and today, I'm excited to bring you a Spin Tires map that's a little bit different than a lot of the maps you guys have seen lately. A lot of the maps you guys have seen lately have been very realistic-based, and this map is a little bit more on the arcadey side. It's not the most realistic thing in the world, as you can already see from the way the terrain is shaped and stuff like that. But something you may also be able to notice right off the bat is that my commentary is actually post-recorded in this video, and it's not live. The reason why I was doing that, or why I am doing that, is because this video was recorded at a time of day when it just made more sense to just record gameplay. And sometimes, most of the time, I do live commentary, as you guys know. But sometimes I'll throw a little bit of a post-com in there, because post-commentary actually allows me to kind of focus in on the commentary a little bit more, rather than just reacting to what's happening in the game. Now, I like this map because of the fact that it's got a lot of variety. It's very much like the frame twister sections on a lot of the trails in the southeast, namely, like, I'll just use for a few different ones, for example, Dodd Road, Beasley Knob, Bell Mountain, which Bell Mountain, if any of you guys know, is not really a thing anymore. It's not really around anymore because, well, let's just say that the county wanted to make a road out of it, so they paved it, and, well, they didn't pave it, but they gravelled it. They graded it and gravelled it is what I meant to say. Anyway, not to harp on about that, but we're in an XJ now. We've swapped over to SID's XJ, because the Samurai, while it actually works really well and it's got a ton of grip, it likes to flop over. So we kind of had to take the XJ out to rescue it. And I think the thing is, you'll see me switching vehicles a lot in this video, and there's also a good amount of cuts in this video just because of the fact that I was switching vehicles a lot, and there were portions of that I thought looked pretty boring, so I was like, yeah, we should probably skip those. Now, despite the fact that a lot of people will probably look at this map and go, oh wow, that looks really amateur, or it doesn't really look that good, or it looks unrealistic, I agree with a few of those things, yes, sure, but at the same time, you have to give the creator props because he kind of went a little bit outside the box on this one. I think it's to the point where people are starting to make maps that are running together a little bit, and this is a nice break from your normal average Spin Tires map with some trails and a garage and some lumber. And when you start to play it, you realize, oh, okay, this is, you know what this map is though? It's really fun for multiplayer because you will be rescuing each other a lot. You won't be rescuing each other as much as that rock crawling map that I did with Jeep Guy recently, but you'll still be doing a good bit of rescuing. The reason for that is that there's a lot of spots like that where your vehicle will go over, and you'll be like, ah, crap. Help, please. And, yeah. So, keep in mind, though, smaller vehicles are what I would recommend for this map. Definitely smaller vehicles, just because of the fact that it's so much easier to wheel a smaller vehicle on, well, smaller to mid-size on a map like this. Full-sizers on this map can get a little tricky. Depends on the full-sizer. I mean, I've taken a Wagoneer through here, and it didn't do too badly, actually. I got a bunch of people asking me on Instagram if I had made a video with the Wagoneer, because I posted a picture of the Wagoneer on this map on Instagram, and everybody was like, did you make a video with the Wagoneer? And I was like, at that point, I was like, oh gosh, maybe I should have made a video with the Wagoneer. But anyway, yeah, the first-person view in the XJ isn't really all that good. All this XJ needs is a little bit more grip, and god, dude, it would be awesome. It would be so cool to just have a little bit more grip, and it would work so much better. So much better if it was actually, like, if you had a bit more grip, a little bit of a better tire, maybe a little bit more friction, dude, this thing would be a beast. And even in low, you'll still get a lot of, effects of the vehicle bouncing around. You will have some instances where it starts to fly off the edge of a lip, or as you're going down, like, into the dip of a trail or something. It will roll over, but you just have to be careful. It's a trail where you definitely have to be on your toes. And again, I'm sure that there's going to be some purists out there that'll say, oh, it's not realistic, oh, it sucks, oh, it's this, oh, it's that. You got to take this map more on the value of its challenge rather than its value of realism. Because if you take this map on its value of realism, it's okay. It's not great on its value of realism, but on its value of fun and its value of challenge, it's really good. It's really damn good, actually. I had a lot of fun playing this map in single player, just exploring it, which is something that I can't say I have for a ton of maps, because when you play this much Spin Tires, some of the maps tend to be too similar to the others, and you start to feel like, it's okay, it's just kind of another map. This map definitely broke out of that for me, and kind of showed me that I was like, oh, okay, there's people that are, you know, kind of getting a real creative edge in Spin Tires now. And I've seen some maps posted on Spin Tires NL that that the Spin Tires NL owner has been doing some testing of, and I cannot wait to try them out. Some of these maps look really, really good. So I think we're having a nice new wave of maps coming back into the game that'll be really fun and really entertaining to play and watch for you guys that watch, because I know I've got a lot of guys that don't necessarily play Spin Tires or own Spin Tires, but they still watch the videos, and I think that's awesome. I respect that a ton, because Spin Tires might not be, you know, it might not be a game that you enjoy playing, but it's definitely a game that I feel like you could enjoy watching, maybe even if you don't enjoy playing it. So there's definitely some good maps in the pipeline coming soon. Now, as far as this particular vehicle goes, this Sidekick, it's good. It's actually really good. When you get past the roly-poly, top-heavy, folly-ovary quality of it, it's not bad. It's actually got a lot of grip. It's got more grip than the XJ, and it's really good at climbing stuff. I'm impressed with it. It's really good at climbing stuff. I would still prefer to wheel the XJ, but in terms of, like, you know, the vehicle that I actually like driving, I don't know. It's like, well, driving-wise, I prefer the XJ, but, like, pure function-wise, in this sense, this Sidekick is pretty damn good. The modifications that have been done to this thing have really woken it up as far as its off-road capabilities, and I think it's got a really, really good run ahead of it in my videos. I'm definitely going to use it again, possibly in multiplayer, possibly in single player. I'm not sure if I'd use it again in single player, just because of the fact that it was, I don't know, it was mainly being used as a rescue vehicle, and we've got some other vehicles coming soon that are way better for rescue than this particular vehicle. But, I mean, it did a fine job of rescuing the XJ. As you can see, it just pulled it right up the hill. No problem whatsoever. Now, at this point, I was like, okay, I'm done with the Sidekick. I want to drive the XJ, because I still, like, I love the way XJs look. I didn't used to like them. I used to think they were ugly, but for some reason, kind of had this real change of opinion about the XJ. Kind of after I saw one in person, after I saw one wheel, and after I saw the capabilities of one, kind of developed a little bit of a new respect for them. Because, I mean, they have a lot of the same characteristics as other Jeeps from the period. They use some parts from the Wranglers of the period, and they just go really, really well. I mean, especially the fact that, you know, you think of the fact that you had XJs, but you also had, like, there was a certain point where you had an XJ or a YJ to choose from, and technically, an XJ would have been a better platform to build on because of the fact that it had coil springs. So you can argue the coil spring versus leaf spring debate. I am kind of in the middle. I like leaf springs. They're all right, but I'm definitely going to side with coil springs. I always have. I feel like they're just, you can get a better ride, but you can also flex a good bit more, and it just seems like a much better setup to me, especially for off-roading. I mean, and then when you get into coilovers, then you get into stuff where you got like a full coilover setup or like a coilover swap on, say, a YJ or something, or even something older. Like, I've seen a coilover swapped Toyota FJ40. I mean, that is a beast, an absolute beast. You just coilover swap anything, you make it a monster, as long as the coils are set up right. But generally, if you have it properly done, you'll have a really, really good span of off-roading ahead of you, because those things are going to flex like crazy. And I guess I should probably clear this up, because I know people are going to yell at me in the comments for it. XJs are coil in the front and leaf in the rear. I know that. I know I said coils earlier, but coil in the front, leaf in the rear. And when I said coil, I meant coil in the front. Anyway, so let's move on from that. Now, as far as what we're going to be doing soon in Spin Tires, we've got, as you guys heard in a couple of videos ago, or well, probably more like 3 or 4 videos ago, pretty soon, Jeep Guy is going to get his own channel started up. He actually already has one. He just hasn't put any videos on it yet. So we're going to try and get his channel started up pretty soon. And the cool thing about that is that you're going to see a little bit more of the a different perspective on our little adventures here and there, because you'll have my perspective over here on my channel and you have his perspective over there on his channel. So It'll be kind of an interesting mixture of the two because we're always having interesting adventures. Let's just say, you guys know how it goes. You guys absolutely 100% know how it goes. But at the end of the day, this map is a really, really fun map. I think it's going to be a map that I'm going to use more often. I'm going to play it more often just because it's a really good test of climbing ability, suspension flex, and it can really put a vehicle to the test really well. Even though it's not super realistic, I still really enjoy it. And if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to hit that like button. Tell me in the comment section down what you guys thought of it. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe for more. And I will see you guys in the next one. Talk to you guys later, and I hope you guys enjoyed.